Well, the Wisconsin Badgers opened some eyes this past weekend by beating 12th-ranked Boston College 3-0 and then 7-5 to start the season with a two-game sweep. Now Tony Granato's young club hits the road to take on Clarkson and St. Lawrence this weekend. The Badgers ranked 15th now in the U.S. College Hockey Online poll. I'm Brian Posick, and Tony Granato joins me next on the Badger Hockey Digest.
The Learfield Directors Cup, the highly recognized mark of distinction in college athletics across all divisions, both men's and women's sports. Follow your favorite team's pursuit for excellence in this prestigious annual award through thedirectorscup.com, USA Today, or at L Directors Cup on Twitter or Facebook. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics since 1993.
Down to the point, Tischke moving it quickly. Here's Miller, he scores! King Andre Miller, his first as a Badger and the first goal of the year. He scored those 40 points in 57 games. He had played 117 games prior to last season. Oh, here's a setup. Barry with a fantastic save in sight on Mark McLaughlin. Oh my! BC below the goal line right, found a man backdoor, and Malmstrom was just totally stoned by Jack Barry.
Well, Tony, I got a kick out of the first weekend of the regular season, beating Boston College 3-1, 7-5. The fans were at the Kohl Center, I think, were treated to a pleasant surprise, too. You figured that your team would have the energy and the wherewithal to play with BC. Didn't know how it was all going to turn out, but it turned out pretty well for you.
It was great. I mean, the recipe for success for our team has to be work. It has to be 20 guys going. It has to be off of the energy of our young players. And we got the leadership. We talked about it last week with Tischke and Malone and two older guys and the rest of our senior class. Really has allowed the freshmen to feel part of it and feel their importance since the first day they got on campus. And I think that showed on the confidence that they went on the ice with and played with. And when you can have contributions from them, not only on how hard they forecheck and how hard they battle, but on the score sheet. You saw lots of freshmen, get points and big goals for us and make big plays shift after shift. It was a fun weekend. I think it's a start. I think it's something that, we have to focus on and realize what did we do against Boston College that, we're going to have to continue no matter who we play. And that's really when you carve out an identity in a team and when you try to become something special, you have to do it time and time and time and time again. And that's what we'll try to focus on this week, is realizing, why did we make it hard on BC? How were we able to score, that many goals against Boston College, who has a great goaltender and really is a great defensive team as well. And then, every time we play, we have to go back to that same recipe, and that's what we'll try to do this weekend against Clarkson and St. Lawrence.
Yeah, you mentioned the young kids. Keandre Miller, a freshman defenseman, scored the first goal of the season. All 5 freshman forwards had at least 1 point. 3 of them scored goals, including Mick Mesner. And then you look at the play that Brock Caulfield made, gets credit for the game winner on Saturday in that wild 7-5 game. But really the story on Friday and Saturday, too, was the play of your goaltender, Jack Barry. He pitched a shutout in the opener and really battled in the finale on Saturday.
He was great, and we had planned on playing Daniel Lebedev on Saturday night. Jack comes up with a shutout on Friday, so we changed the plans. Play him again Saturday. He gives up 4 goals, and you think, he was just okay. But no, he made really big saves at key times. He gave up the 3 goals late in the second period. One bounced off a skate. We block a shot on another one that bounces right to their guy at the side of the net. So they get a couple bounces and breaks, to have those chances and score those goals. But what I really liked was the battle in the third period from our team. So, including Jack, even when we get that lead there, they had 3 or 4, great chances to get back in the game that he stood tall on and make big saves for us.
And the Badgers showed a maturity level for a very young, inexperienced team, and now they hit the road to play Clarkson and St. Lawrence. More on this coming weekend's 2 games in just a moment.
A pulse, felt by one, sends a ripple, felt by some, a shiver, felt by many, until it amplifies. magnifies into a tremor that electrifies. Badgers everywhere, moving as one, tilting the world on its axis.
You know, we were talking about the energy the freshmen bring. You've got some key contributors back from last year's squad, too. You look at Wyatt Kalnick, the sophomore defenseman who had a really stellar game on Saturday, and he was a all-freshman team in the Big Ten a year ago and the only player the Badgers had on the preseason watch list. But, boy, I know he impressed the Philadelphia Flyers during their development camp, and you can see that confidence continues to grow with Wyatt Kalnick, doesn't it?
I mean, he was special for us really since the first day he stepped on campus last year. He's run the power play. Offensively, he makes so many plays, shift after shift after shift, that, you know, it puts the other team on a lot of stress defensively. So he you know, like you said, Philly loves him. You know, I think he's in a really good position this year to continue to develop and grow. I think physically, the maturity that he's had with Jimmy Schneider and the off-ice training is really helping his game. He looks strong and confident, and obviously be +5 and be part of, I don't know how many goals he was the major, you know, part of on Saturday night. Just shows how much confidence he has offensively.
Yeah, and we spoke about Keandre Miller last week. The other freshman defenseman, you have two more, Jesper Peltonen, who was not in the lineup this past weekend, but Ty Emerson out of Eau Claire. As far as a defenseman is concerned, if you don't notice him, that's a good thing. He just looks solid.
We notice him as coaches
Yes,
because he does everything right. He blocked a couple big shots. He's one of those guys that knows how to play the game. He knows the time and score. He knows who's on the ice, who he's on the ice against. He makes the right play, you know, in all situations. So he's a really good penalty killer. Just a solid defender that had a great start to his college career.
All right, Wisconsin's on the road this weekend for single games against Clarkson and St. Lawrence. Clarkson made it to the NCAA tournament a year ago and lost in the opening round to Providence 1-0. Casey Jones is the head coach there. I know they lost a lot, but they have a goaltender in Jake Kiley who's awfully tough to beat. This will be a good road trip for your club.
Oh, it's going to be a great test. It's a small building. Things will happen fast out there for us. But, you know, Clarkson and St. Lawrence both. They're going to play hard, and they're going to look at us coming off of beating BC twice. You know, they'll be chomping at their bits to get their season going, and so it'll be important for us to focus on the things, like I said, that we did really well against Boston College and carried over into this weekend.
All right, thanks for your time. Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you, Brian.
Sure, that's head coach Tony Granato. Wisconsin is at Clarkson Friday night and then St. Lawrence Saturday night. Both games start at 6 o'clock. Both games available on the Badgers Sports Network with pregame coverage. It's starting at 5:30, and you can go to UW-Badgers.com to get stream information and things of that nature. For Jay Williams and Tony Granato, I'm Brian Posick. Thanks for watching the Badger Hockey Digest.